All right, so our next topic today here, Rick, is going to be the Ninja Turtles are coming back. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are getting a CG movie reboot, and I'll tell you, the only reason I was interested in this at all was because Seth Rogen's production company is actually going to be behind this. And well, Nickelodeon and Seth Rogen. Because Nickelodeon, I don't know if you know, but they had some level of rights to it. I don't know the whole details on it, but they very recently developed like a CG animated series that went on for a couple seasons, if I remember correctly.
Pretty popular.
Yeah, it did pretty well. And then but I mean more recently in the movie world, they had the Michael Bay remix of these movies, which those ones, much like the Transformers Michael Bay properties, they weren't very okay, let's put it this way. They weren't terrible movies by any means. Like the first Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles movie by Michael Bay was an okay movie. I just feel like with Michael Bay's work on the Turtles and the Transformers, he never really captured the love and care that the original material had. Like
I'd
with
say.
with Transformers, it was always just how do we make the robots look cool and beat people up? Which
Yeah.
they did a good job with that stuff. But when I was watching those movies, aside from the first one, the first
They get
Transformers was
boring
okay.
so quickly.
Yeah,
It's like stale.
they had it was also just a lot of like the forced humor that Michael Bay had on those movies and the very unneeded just like sexualization of Megan Fox, just and like all the females and like those, not that I'm not trying to do like a Me Too thing by any means, but it's just like grossly overdone tropes
Yeah.
exist in that movie. Like literally, I can't remember which one it was, but I remember the Transformers movie started. I didn't know if it started off with it or not, but like they had the girl of the movie like washing a car.
That's what I was just about to say. That scene where she's like doing it in slow mo.
Yeah, it's like really?
Come on.
Is this really what I'm trying to watch some fucking robots fight some robots.
Some giant fucking robots from space.
That's what I'm saying. And I felt the same way with the turtle stuff. Not so much with like the car washing bits, but like they were just these big CG turtles that they just made fight people. And that was kind of it.
I remember going to that movie at the drive-in with my girlfriend at the time, and we watched it, and it was just, I remember driving away just like, I didn't really enjoy that.
You saw it at a drive-in?
Yeah, at Starlight.
I saw it at a drive-in.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
How weird. That was the only time I watched that movie was at a drive-in.
Yeah, that was me too.
Were we there together?
No, I took a Mercedes, and we went and took an SUV and opened up the back, and it was awesome and had like blankets and stuff. And no, but it must have been right around the same time though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're only there
old apartment.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't very impressed with it when it came out by any means. It wasn't a dumpster fire of a movie, but it wasn't the Ninja Turtles.
It wasn't great.
No, it was just like an okay action flick. Like it was.
They looked weird too, and I think that was one of the biggest complaints I remember people talking about. They just looked strange.
They really did.
They tried to like modernize it too much.
They tried to make them look too realistic, like they were giant, like actual turtles.
Yeah,
which I feel like I understand, but at the same time, like not everything looks good on screen. Just like a lot of like adaptations of like that's why it's called adaptation. Because whatever the original source material was may not really translate well to the visual medium of a movie. You know, that's why a lot of things take liberties, like changing the design a little bit of something. You know, like especially with like superhero costumes. A lot of them, like we never got. Everyone's always mad about not getting Wolverine in the yellow suit and shit. But it's like at the same time,
would he wear that?
Well, I don't know. Even aside from him even wearing it, would it even functionally look good?
What's the point of it in that universe?
Like let's say it doesn't lend anything to the character. Him being in costume doesn't change who Wolverine is.
That was always the comics and the like old cartoon, which was great, by the way. But yeah, like now it wouldn't have even like made sense for him to dress up like that.
Yeah, I mean there could have been some form of like the Wolverine one, for instance, that like would work on screen. I just don't know if a 100% representation of that comic costume with the big old fucking things coming off his eyes and just I don't think bright ass fucking yellow.
Yeah.
I don't
Not very subtle.
I don't know if that would really look all that good. You know?
If you remember
Like,
correctly, though, they actually made a joke about that in one of the X-Men movies.
it was the first one.
Yeah, it was just like, what do you expect? Yellow spandex?
Yeah. I remember. Cyclops says it to Wolverine
Yeah.
because he was like complaining about the fucking leather suit.
Yeah, would you prefer yellow spandex?
Yeah, exactly.
That was funny.
Which was like a good nod to it, like by all means. And I mean, they did in the most not the most recent, well, kind of the most, but I remember at the end of X-Men Apocalypse, they had like that tease. There was another movie that wasn't very good, but they had that tease where they actually had like the core X group in the training room at the very end of the movie. And
Yeah.
they were all wearing like blue suits. And they actually looked good, but they weren't like, and they had the yellow X's on the front of them.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but they were not the exact suits from the comics. They adapted them to look better on screen on a real person.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same concept. Like, they could very well make the Wolverine suit, for instance, work for Wolverine. But I think it, for one, it would have to look more like the stealth suit, and then would have to have a lot of all the more recent adaptations of Wolverine, for instance. He has the ears are a little, ear eye things are a little more subdued, kind of like Batman's ears that kind of come up.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of like depictions of like that. And if they were to go with like that kind of route to make him almost be wearing kind of like a bat suit, it would work.
Was that the gray and black Wolverine with like,
Yeah,
I think he had red eyes? Yeah.
Yeah. Like that would work. And the same thing, I feel like it's the same thing with the turtles. Like, just, they don't need to look super real. You know what I mean? Like, it's
they're talking turtles.
Yeah, they're talking turtles. Like we get it. It's not like a real turtle. Like, I don't need you to make it look like a real turtle for me to care about it. I don't know why when I look this up, it's only bringing up action figures. But like, I can't imagine. Like, I feel like these things that come out, I don't even know what you want to call these. They come out
horns.
Yeah, they're like ear horns. Like, it doesn't look. This would not work, but
not
this one, if they made it more like this, a variation of this could work on screen.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know,
it's subtle
with the ears being a little bit more subdued, and he's just like a tactical suit kind of thing. Like, this would work.
If you go down 3 pictures in the middle, yeah, that one right there.
One?
Yeah, oh, it's small, so it doesn't really help. But
but it's the same concept. Like, this kind of cowl, like, would work. It's not as wild on it. You know what I mean? Like, I could totally see them doing something like that. And it's still like, yes, it's Wolverine. But in the end, like you said too, does he need to be wearing it? You know what I mean?
The only reason I could
Really
imagine
relevant.
is if he's trying to disguise his identity, but like, I don't know if that.
Does he need to though?
Exactly.
Like, does he actually need to? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
everyone knows who he is.
But the freaking X-Men,
Like, these things don't look good, dude.
They don't. That was my biggest
YouTube
complaint.
Video. But like, let's see. I mean, like the classic ones here, man.
Yeah,
like that is more.
They look like the cartoon characters.
Yeah, they look crazy. They don't look like super high detail and crazy looking, but like, dude, that looks 10 times better.
Yeah, well, that's like I think
that,
what people are used to seeing too, the like nostalgia factor.
I mean, it just looks better, dude. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's just like, it doesn't even.
Do you have another picture of the modern ones?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull one up for a good yeah. I just wanted the picture.
Freaking trailers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that. Truthfully speaking, they don't even fucking look like turtles.
They really don't.
I guess
they look like weird, incredible
like
Hulks
aliens,
with no
dude.
noses.
Yeah, they just look like their facial like design and structure almost looks more like apes. In all honesty, like as opposed to the I don't know, man. But like I said, the main point here, how they look aside, because this is going to be CG anyway, so they could look.
The entire movie is going to be CG.
The entire movie is going to be CG. So, despite how like they look, I'm more interested in what like Seth Rogen is going to bring to it, and his production company is going to bring to it, more so than anything.
Probably be funny.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing that I felt like those other movies were really missing, because like they're funny dudes, man.
If you watch the old like 80s Ninja Turtles movies or 90s or whatever it was, like it's almost like a comedy.
They are.
Yeah.
All of them. And like
got
they
all kinds
have
of
like
jokes and shit.
Yeah, and they have comics where they're a lot more serious and stuff, but at the same time, like those Michael Bay movies, they weren't serious movies at all. But like no one was like, again, the kind of humor they were using was just like tropey, fucking just annoying, just I don't know, just bang.
You notice a pattern with Michael Bay?
Yeah, and like with these big franchise movies. because like he can make good movies. Like 13 Hours is an awesome movie.
Yeah.
Like he's made a ton of movies that are like actually really really good. Even like Bad Boys 2 was amazing. I love Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Michael Bay is a good director. There's nothing like I just don't think the sensibilities he brought to the Transformers franchise and the Ninja Turtle franchise, they just didn't fit well. And I feel like it was someone this is what it really boils down to. It was someone who this is all just hearsay though. This is not it's just it seemed like someone who knew nothing about the properties and just went at it.
Yeah,
You
just
know what
like,
I
let me
mean?
make a movie.
Yeah, like we're like I know like yeah the turtles are supposed to be funny, so let's throw in some stupid ass jokes here. The Transformers, they're I don't know anything about them, so I'm just gonna make them say some weird shit, you know, like,
Yeah.
and just have really because I remember, dude, in Transformers 2, it was they had a scene towards like the end where like one of them's balls, like he had like wrecking balls, and they staged the shot so it looked like it was testicles. And I'm just like it was supposed
Yeah.
to be like funny, and I was just like, why? Like, and that was one of many, but that was like one. I just remember like distinctly checking out after that.
Yeah.
Like, just like I'm just like
Checking
I'm
out.
done with this shit. I don't want to see this anymore. But again, so yes, I am. I'm actually more interested with the Seth Rogen thing as far as them saying it's gonna be a CG movie reboot, and with Nickelodeon being involved as well. Is if they're gonna go the like if it's gonna be the same like in the same universe that their Nickelodeon Turtles TV show was, and it's gonna be that same kind of design with the CG, or if they're gonna update it and it be its own thing, and then maybe I don't know, make them more realistic, but not like the Michael Bay realistic looking things.
Yeah.
Like just make them like higher res textures and like kind of like World of Warcraft does with the cinematic trailers. Like they look fucking amazing, and it's just like perfect looking stuff, but the game doesn't look really anything like that. It's kind of the same
No.
concept. Like I'm wondering if they're gonna do this. I'm curious about that, and I'm hoping that the sensibilities of Seth Rogen and the they also have the producer of like Gravity Falls is connecting. I know I never watched that show, but it's very popular. So he's obviously a talented guy.
Yeah.
He's who's directing it. So I'm hoping that the combination of these guys working on it, their sensibilities can actually make like a good Turtles movie because the Turtles are cool. They're fun.
Yeah, for
You know?
sure.
So I hope it works out. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you excited about, a new Turtles movie in general? Are you hoping that it's, more on the funny side, but less, less Michael Bay humor? Or do you want it to be, more, I don't know, more of the same from that Nickelodeon TV show? Or are you hoping they update it a bit more and, give it some better CG, sensibilities and things like that? Whatever it is, just let us know down in the comment section below.